welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Hey, we're doing it again, guys. We're doing another episode of the show.
Crazy.
Wow.
Again?
Our second
it's
episode
amazing.
in 2 weeks.
The last one did good enough that we were like, we should do this one again.
Yeah, that's right. Shout
have a
out to
running count?
Bubsy and Gex.
Do we have a running count for how many, like, what episode of Death Battle Cast we're on? Like, from the start?
That's a
I
wiki
think Sam's keeping track.
question. Mira,
Yeah,
question.
probably Logan as
3,000.
well.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat will answer it.
472. I don't know.
Oh no, we're over 500. I'm pretty sure, right? 500?
Yeah.
I guess
Or
that
we're
would make
close
sense.
to
it. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, either way, we've done this enough that a lot of the time when we are coming up with a new matchup, we do have to look up if we've done it before.
Yes.
Because we've probably forgotten, and we probably have. But hey, I'm Ben, joined by Chad, Liam, and DJ. And today we are discussing and debating and getting very heated about Yujiro versus Heihachi.
Fighting time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because apparently Yujiro was like just announced for
Terrible
Tekken.
fathers.
Oh
my God. It's
so
perfect.
fun. Yeah, it's great.
It is the best. It is the best guest character choice for Tekken you could ever possibly make. This is amazing. DJ sent it to me, and I was like, it looked fake. Like, I was like, I've seen that render of Yujiro before. This is obviously fake. And then I like looked it up, and it was real. And I was like,
And then I looked at the trailer and I was like, this is something that I could have edited. Because they like edited the manga panels for the trailer. They
have
didn't make like a CG.
absolutely no footage. It's just like manga panels of Yujiro.
Wait, do we know what he looks like in the fight, like in the game?
No.
No.
Oh, they haven't shown him. Wow, what a
Which is-
weird way to announce it. Okay.
I can't wait to see what they do, because like when you think of Yujiro, you think of the 10 billion facial muscles that are drawn onto his face like every time he speaks. So I have no idea what they're going to do with Yujiro, how they're going to make him look.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, okay. So the way this show works, if you're not familiar, is oh my gosh, I'm getting signed out of literally everything. So give me a second.
Yeah, while you do that, I'll read some super chats. Perfect.
Yeah.
It says, please do Yujiro Hanma versus whoever battle 100. I mean, Yujiro's pretty sick. Lily says, just want to say up top, while we, especially Sam, like to give Goku flack for his dad skills, he is nowhere as bad as these two. Yeah. Gilded, just an update from last week. Bubsy 4D came out and played it. It's unironically really good. We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, perfect things.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I meant to look into that to see how it's being received. So apparently positive? Is that what I'm hearing?
I hear mixed to positive, which is
Oh,
better
okay.
than every other Bubsy game.
Bubsy gaming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fair. That's
it's,
fair.
It's apparently like decent, which makes it immediately the best.
Incredible.
Yep.
Incredible. Well, okay. The way this is going to work is Liam is going to be representing Yujiro. DJ is going to be repping for Heihachi, and it's their job to convince all of us that their character would win in a death battle. And what I mean by all of us, I mean myself, I mean Chad, and I also mean all of you watching this live right now. We do the show live every Tuesday at noon Central on the Death Battle YouTube channel. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this. We'll start with Heihachi. Let's
Okay.
DJ give us the rundown on Heihachi, who he is, and how he's gonna kick Yujiro's ass.
Okay, so Heihachi Mishima is the owner of the Mishima Zaibatsu. The Mishima Zaibatsu used to sell weapons in World War II until it was taken over by Jinpachi Mishima, and he eventually turned it into like a big martial arts dojo. Heihachi said, "This sucks. I hate this." So he locked Jinpachi in a basement where he would eventually get possessed by demons. That's not important. But eventually he grew the Mishima Zaibatsu into a giant conglomerate and wanted to pass it down. And eventually he hosted the King of Iron Fist tournament where he would get his ass beat by his son, Kazuya Mishima, because of a little thing called the Devil Gene. And the thing with Heihachi that we're going to learn today is that for a series as wacky as this, it's kind of crazy that Heihachi is still alive. So he ends up killing his wife, who was possessed by the Devil Gene, and that eventually got passed down to Kazuya, and then eventually to Jin, who is like the main character of the series at this point. And Heihachi masters the Mishima fighting styles. He is an expert martial artist. He is pretty much the one of the top tiers in Tekken that isn't possessed by the devil gene themselves. He can imbue his attacks with chi, so he has both lightning and wind style attacks that he can just like clobber Yujiro with. And the thing is that as funny as Yujiro is, the shit that happens in Tekken, I would be surprised if Yujiro can even kill a Jack robot, let alone Heihachi motherfucking Mishima. So, but we'll get into that later.
That's all right. Big statement there for sure.
Yep. All right, and I see we got a really big super chat in, but
Yeah.
before we get to that, let's cover Yujiro.
In World War II,
I know you're gonna
the
start
American
like this.
army stormed the island. Was it Okinawa? I forget which island specifically it was.
Pretty sure it was Okinawa.
Stormed one of the
Japan,
Japanese
yeah.
islands in its attempt to conquer Japan, and they were stopped by one man who was able to hold back the entire American army.
I remember reading about this in history. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That man is the father of Yujiro Hanma. Yujiro 1, Sam. Could you bring up Yujiro 1?
We're already bringing
Well,
up the
already?
images.
The
Okay.
day
Oh, wow.
that Yujiro was born, he telepathically reached out to the midwife delivering him and demanded that she deliver him safely. She actually described him as specifically telepathically compelling her. He then also, Yujiro 2, Sam, demanded, first of all, he had a fang, and then he demanded to be breastfed.
Breastfed.
Later that night, a poison dart frog, which does not exist in Japan, made its way mysteriously into his room. This is Yujiro 3, Sam. He killed it. This is a poison dart frog that had enough poison that is able to kill 100,000 men with a single drop of the poison on its skin. And it was found dead, clutched in the baby's palm. The day that Yujiro Hanma was born, his birth sent out a psychic signal across the entire world, which was felt by every single world leader of every single nation. Because of their status as the leader of a nation, they intuitively felt this psychic signal that compelled them, Yujiro 4, Sam, to each individually build up their nuclear stockpiles because they knew that the order of power in the world had shifted by one. As in, if you were to take every single living being on Earth and rank them in terms of power, everything was ranked down one the instant that Yujiro Hanma was born.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I cannot describe Yujiro Hanma in a way that does not sound like wank, because that is Yujiro Hanma
It is.
and how he was portrayed in Baki.
That is
I just wanted to
yes,
go over
I've seen a few
baby
people in
first.
chat also mentioning if you've ever heard, and we'll get into the details of this, but just
Yeah.
briefly mentioning, if you've ever heard of the manga or anime guy who every time a new president in the US is elected, they have to have like a private meeting with them to be threatened by this guy. That's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Yujiro.
So yeah, we'll get into that. So with that noted,
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
$100 super chat, which
I
is
know,
crazy.
Joe, thank you
Whoa.
so much, man. Says, hey guys, so 2 quick questions. One, since Yujiro was added to Tekken before this cast, does that count as an act of the Death Battle curse? No, opposite. They did it, and we were like, we should do a cast
Yes.
on this.
Yeah.
Because
That happens
Heihachi,
more often than the actual curse affecting things. So,
yeah,
you know.
because we talked about Yujiro versus Sporticus, right? And then the other match was Heihachi, and so him being in Tekken was just like, oh, perfect. Well, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then 2, in addition to a preview of Yuji versus Denji, are you going to show the preview of the next death battle shown at Comic Palooza?
Ooh, okay.
Are we going to show the next time video?
We are going to be showing we've got an episode coming up this weekend. Yuji versus Denji, and we do have the sneak peek that we will be showing later on in on cast here. But yeah, if you're at Comic Palooza, you got a little look at what's coming next after that. But sorry, you're gonna have to wait till the actual episode airs to find out what the next episode is.
I'm sure they know.
But
and
you don't already know.
and then Joe followed up with a PS. I hope you enjoy my
Moved out on
$100
that.
super chat because that'll be the only one you get from me. Well, thank you, Joe. We appreciate you as always.
Thank you. Yes. And yeah, Cody mentioning the thing with the presidents. Yeah.
Yep.
So this matchup is crazy. Clearly, like we really got into Yujiro's like the craziness of Yujiro. Heihachi is the character who also like should be dead, but
Yes, absolutely.
is just somehow always back.
Right. Somehow.
Yeah, somehow
Somehow
Heihachi
Heihachi
returns.
Yeah, she returned.
No, that's
Yeah.
literally
Every
every
game.
single game.
Yeah.
I was a little salty because at the end of Tekken 7, he gets defeated by Kazuya. Like after like Kazuya like uses like his true form devil powers, like they have like a really hard earned fight. And he beats Heihachi and throws him in lava. It's like, okay, they wrapped up Heihachi's story. He's never coming back. And then Tekken 8 happens. And he comes back. He wasn't, and he was DLC. So in the main story, Heihachi is not there. And then they announce him like as the first DLC, as the person that's coming out. I was like, okay, well, I should have seen that.
They actually
coming,
had
still a little mad.
a Heihachi replacement in Tekken 8. Like they
Yeah.
have a character who plays like Heihachi, that is his daughter, quote unquote, maybe, probably.
Daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, that plays like him. So we're like, okay, this is the Heihachi replacement. But I knew when I wrote Heihachi versus Geese, and I made a joke at the end. I said we know he's going to be back at some point. I knew that they
Yep.
couldn't.
Well, how many times has Heihachi been thrown into a volcano? Like at least twice, right?
Okay, so end of Tekken 1.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? It's technically only twice, but he's
yeah.
died Tekken 1, Tekken 2 when he ran in front of the beam. No, that was Tekken 1.
In one of the endings,
He gets jumped by a bunch of jack robots, which causes like a giant like force explosion in Tekken 4. Tekken 5, he's technically dead. That's like the whole premise of the entire game. Tekken 6, no, he just gets defeated in Tekken 6. He doesn't die. So like 5 or 6 times.
So he's died 5 or 6 times, and yet he keeps showing back up.
Somehow he returned.
He's hardy. He's a hardy old man. Oh, he also sort of gets killed by Akuma in Tekken 7 and then comes back at the end of the game. Yeah, there's that too.
Sater says, does the fight start with Yujiro eating his bear, just roasting his bear friend over a fire and eating him like a well-roasted chocobo?
Now, the craziest thing is
Literally-
I don't think Yujiro is built to beat Kuma, but I think that'd be a funny way for the fight to start.
Literally in the last like 5 chapters, the last 5 chapters of Baki have all been Yujiro Glaze chapters. And what I mean by that is that sometimes the Baki manga, like the plot will take a pause and it'll just cut to Yujiro doing something. And it's like, look how fucking crazy strong Yujiro is. And in one of them, he fought this like enormous, like house-sized bear, like several of them, and like killed all of them. So I actually do think that would make sense. He's,
Like the bears
eating
from
Kuma.
Elden Ring, like those bears.
Yeah, like the bears from Elden Ring, exactly. Yeah. And they're like, how did he beat a beast like this? And it's like, it's a little silly. I'm like, he's done shit like that before. He fought this giant elephant, like at the start of Son of Ogre.
I feel like a house-sized bear is like small potatoes for him.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's nothing. Pickle fought T-Rexes. Like we can move it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. What the heck is? Wait. Okay. Hang on. What is Baki? What the fuck's going on in this series?
Yes.
Baki is a series about a son and a father.
Just like
Okay,
Tekken.
so
Yeah.
actually, it's very similar to
exactly.
Tekken. Yeah, it's about Baki, who is the son of Yujiro, who was raised to be driven to beat Yujiro. Baki actually does not have any personal desire to be strong. He just wants to be stronger than Yujiro. He actually says like, if Yujiro was like the weakest person in the world, I would be content being the second weakest, or the second weakest. And it's just about him like encountering martial artists and getting stronger, and eventually trying to challenge Yujiro. He challenges Yujiro once when he's like 13 and gets no-souled, just obliterated. He challenges Yujiro again when he's 18, or 17 or 18, and it's actually a relatively even fight. Yujiro wins like physically, but it's sort of like the fact that that Baki challenged him is enough that it feels like a defeat for Yujiro. And then now, I actually don't know what the plot is now. They're not really building towards anything for the last like decade or so. They just fought.
It's just been
a
meandering for 10
Yeah.
years.
They resurrected Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest samurai of all time. They fought him. They
Really?
fought this random fucking they fight this sumo wrestler guy. Baki's brother Jack is trying to get strong again. I don't know where the direction. I don't know where the manga's going, but they just fight martial
It's
arts.
a roller
is the
coaster,
idea.
but you're just in it
Yeah,
for the ride.
yeah.
Yeah, Neptune
That's
says
it.
it's just like Tekken, but with more muscles.
Yes, yes, and muscles like Yujiro's face, like I said, has 10 billion muscles on it. Like if you just look at his face, it's just like everybody is disgusting. Um, and it's in canon. Like they say, like Yujiro's muscles have grown so hard that it's like impossible for his body to hold them up, but he does anyways. It's crazy. It's
What does
nuts.
that? Is that what? What does that
Well,
mean?
I don't know. I don't.
You showed us the clip at Comic Palooza of him like pushing his
Yeah.
face through the unbreakable glass or whatever.
Yeah, so
Nightmare fuel.
there's an arc where scientists unfroze Pickle, who is this caveman from the Jurassic period, which if you might recall, if you know anything about geological time periods, that doesn't make any sense. He is a human from before humans.
Uh-huh.
He fought dinosaurs and hunted them, and they unfreeze him, and they call him Pickle because he was pickled, quote unquote.
Got it.
Okay.
And everybody on Earth, or all the fighters in the series, like again, get that psychic intuition where they know they need to fight Pickle, so they go
Oh.
there, and he's behind this like super omega reinforced glass, and Yujiro just walks in to fight Pickle. Yeah, that's what happened.
He just walks right through the bulletproof.
He just walks
reinforced
right through it.
glass.
Doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but the face muscles against it is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we've talked a bit about Yujiro. Let's jump back to Heihachi. I will say also, stick around. In addition to the sneak peek that we'll show later on in the show, we do have an announcement to make that'll be pretty exciting for a lot of people. So, but let's get to Heihachi. Sounds like Yujiro's pretty freaking cracked. Like, what's Heihachi gonna do against this
He's
kind of
just
guy?
going to headbutt him extremely hard.
That's
So,
it. That's all he has to do.
So Sam, if you can bring up, so this is in Tekken 8. So Sam, you can bring up Heihachi Power 1. So Heihachi has been dead, quote unquote dead, and this is how he comes back. So he was running a dojo. He basically like became like a Tibetan monk somewhere and was in a dojo. So a meteor comes from fucking outer space and is about to like wipe everything, the whole country clean off the map. And Heihachi, just being as he is, because he's like not mean at this point, he kind of mellowed out because he got amnesia. So he sees this meteor, stances up, and then Heihachi Power 2. He headbutts it
What's happening?
and completely destroys it. So we don't see the shot of like him of the meteor getting like super destroyed. Like he headbutts it, and then like all the memories of like when he was like truly Heihachi Mishima as the CEO comes flooding back into his mind. And then he just walks out and is like, I'm back, bitches.
And the whole
Headbutts
plot
a
line is that
meteor
like
and regains his memories.
Yeah.
you can clarify for me,
That's
DJ, but I believe the plot
incredible.
of that thing is that like as they're teaching him, they're like, okay, you can only unlock this full strength by like being like pure of heart or something, and he like achieves it. And then when he headbutts it, he gets his memories back, and then is like, wait a
then-
second,
it's like,
I'm
wait a
fucking evil.
Incredible. Oh my god. Wait, does he jump up to the meteor or does it like
No, he
launch
just stands
towards
there.
him? He just
He
waits
He
for
waits
it.
for it.
He catches it and then headbutts it.
Oh my god, that's insane. What the hell's happening in Tekken land?
This
Okay.
Tekken.
is baby shit in Tekken. This is not even that impressive in the grand scheme of the series.
Cody Bryan does mention pure of heart could be pure evil.
That's
True.
true.
Okay. Wow. What? I don't even know how to follow that up. Like, that's crazy. Wait, okay, hang on. He had amnesia. Why did he have amnesia?
It's because of his death, and we're gonna have to use that death
So-
in Tekken 7. So after, so when
Volcano
Kazuya
death,
beats him,
right?
yeah. So Kazuya beats him. His heart stops, and like the light leaves his eye, and he throws him in a volcano. So we're like, okay, he's super dead. And then he comes back. He's like, oh no, I just have amnesia. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Lily Mandragon
Yeah.
mentions it's strongly implied that the lava would have killed Heihachi, hence why the monk had to save him. Why Kazuya didn't notice the monk is another question. So there was just a monk hanging out during that whole fight? is that the idea? Is there was
It's
just some
totally the
guy at
intended
the volcano?
story.
Yeah,
That there was a guy hanging out in the volcano, checking out the lava. Oh, there's this
Doesn't
old
that
man that
fight
fell
get
over
like
here.
So
crazy and like blow
yeah.
up half the
The
volcano?
yes, it erupts like midway through the fight.
What the fuck is that monk doing there? What?
also, it sounds like Heihachi just has a weakness to lava specifically, if that's the case, because like his headbutting meteors, like
Is it the heat? Is he like, can he just not really? I mean, technically speaking, no human being can really like survive being near lava, erupting
I
lava or
don't
anything
think
like that.
Heihachi can be classified as a human being. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
He's a Heihachi. He's Homo
yeah,
sapien
he's a Heihachi
Heihachi.
Mishima.
Cody
So-
mentions, oh, you know, volcano
volcano
monks.
monks.
I do.
Sapien
Right, right,
Mishima.
volcano monks. Yeah. If I were ever to be a
So-
monk of something, it would be the volcano monks.
So after like Tekken 6, where the Mishima Zaibatsu is firmly within Jin's grasp, and then it eventually like trades hands and there's an empty seat. Heihachi just kind of runs up because like G Corp and the Mishima Zaibatsu basically have like their own pseudo militaries, which was used to fight World War fucking 3. And Heihachi just kind of runs in that building and steals it back by himself. No weapons, just fists.
Also, I've always been impressed on how he fights in those sandals. Like,
Yeah, that can't be conducive to good like posture.
right?
I mean, Yujiro fights in like little dance shoes, whatever
What are they
those kind
called,
of shoes
Shikama?
are.
Is that what it's
Martial
called?
art, yeah, something like that. You know better than I do. I can talk about Yujiro. Can we talk about Yujiro now?
Yeah, let's talk
Do you
about
have anything
Yujiro.
more you want to add?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
can
Okay.
Yujiro headbutt a meteor and shatter it?
The
Yes.
answer is no, but go ahead.
Yeah. I thought no before we did this, and after doing a little digging, I found some stuff that nobody really talks about in Baki, and I'm kind of surprised. But we'll get into we'll get into the biggest stuff at the end. I want to talk about the feats that
Oh,
people
okay.
do know about, which is that okay. So when he first fights Baki, Baki's like, I think I can do it. I think I can finally beat him. This is like 13-year-old flashback Baki. He's like, I can do it. I can finally beat him. And he rushes forward, and then just in the middle of their fight, an earthquake happens. It starts shaking the entire city that they're in, and they're like, oh my god, how is this possible that this fight could be interrupted by a fucking earthquake? And Yujiro goes, no, and then punches the ground and immediately ceases the earthquake the instant that he
He
punches it.
counterpunches an earthquake.
He counterpunched an earthquake, which
I mean,
is
just-
not how earthquakes work.
It's
That's not
just
how
the
that works.
precision required in that. Like to because it would have in their logic, it would have to be perfectly the exact same force, right? Like
Yes. Yeah, exactly. He knew exactly the exact amount of force because it didn't keep shaking, right? He punched with the exact amount of force needed to
Right.
cancel it out.
Yeah, well, it would
and he
have
was
to be
not
the exact
trying.
amount of force that the earthquake is generating, but also it would have to do something to like the original. So an earthquake typically starts
He would
when
have to
something on the
prevent
ground breaks, right?
plates from
Yeah,
moving.
he has to
Yeah,
stop
like a plate
the-
breaks, or it would have to like reset the rock or plate or whatever is
Yes.
happening underground that
Yeah.
caused the earthquake.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
how
not
do you?
just like energy.
He would have to be able to know exactly where that is, so he'd have some
And then
semblance of
reset it.
seismic sense to be like, oh,
Yeah.
3 miles below me, there's a rock that's like 2 centimeters off. I gotta push it over. Like,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what the fuck does that mean?
And for the longest time when I was reading Baki, I thought that was the best feat in Baki. For what it's worth, this is Yujiro years in the past. Yujiro is always getting stronger. Really, the only person whose rate of growth is better than Yujiro's is Baki's, because Baki is able to like catch up to Yujiro. However, there is a feat that I think is better than this. So
Okay.
Baki's main power, Baki the character, his main power is weaponized schizophrenia. The way that Baki trains
What?
is he shadow boxes. Like, so he imagines like his opponent fighting him, right? And so he can counter their moves. Except his shadow boxing imagination is so strong, it actually generates like an apparition of them into reality. So he actually fights them, he actually gets hurt. He
What?
does this with Yujiro. Yujiro 6, Sam.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't get the third image in this. Okay, so he fights or can we see this? Okay, there we go. He fights an apparition of Yujiro. And then he punch clashes with this apparition, with this imaginary Yujiro generated from his imagination. They punch clash Yujiro 7 Sam, and it creates another earthquake. And
Oh no.
clear, it's not just the house that Baki's in. It cuts out to show the entire city shaking similarly, and people being like, "Is it an earthquake? Is it an earthquake?" And then the next panel, Baki is like slammed against the stone wall. The stone wall is cracked, and he is against the wall. Generated. This is force that Baki has generated from an imaginary Yujiro. That is him imagining the
That
strength
he
of Yujiro
created.
Yeah,
that he created. With his imagination.
Okay.
And when he fights Yujiro later on, he's like, "Oh, the actual Yujiro is like a bajillion times stronger than the version of him that I had in my mind."
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know how he is able to do this. I don't know what that means. But it's
It never
for
explains.
some
Wait.
reason,
It never explains why Baki has this ability. He just does it.
it's not really like a power that's specific to Baki, because Yujiro actually, and we'll get into this a little bit, Yujiro sees Baki doing this and goes, "Oh, that's baby shit," and then he does it perfectly. Like, and Baki's like, "Fuck, Dad has already copied my technique and does it even better than I did. Fuck." This is in their fight. So it's just a martial arts technique that is essentially just your imagination is so strong it manifests it into reality, and it's so strong that other
Okay.
characters see it too. Like other characters that are not Baki and Yujiro can also see these apparitions if they're like focusing hard enough.
Okay.
But yeah,
Is there a limit to how
Go on.
strong? Like, if he creates an apparition of Yujiro, is he supposed to be as strong as Yujiro? You mentioned that no, Yujiro is stronger.
It was as strong as he imagined Yujiro to be.
Oh.
The actual Yujiro was strong.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, and Yujiro can do this as well. So
Yes. And he does
Yujiro
it
could
better.
just imagine more of himself.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think he's
And
ever
he
used
knows
it
how
that
strong
way,
he is. So
but he could technically. That's an interesting argument. Yeah, he could like create Yujiro clones.
Yeah, right. Like
He doesn't. That's how he's never done that. But like, I get, yeah, potentially, because it does. They do have impact. They do hurt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yujiro's also, his strikes have been stated to break the sound barrier. He's stated to be able to like just his reactions are so perfect that even if he's not in a fight, he's just walking down the street. He would not be able to be touched by lightning. Like he would just instantly react to lightning striking. Like not in a fight, not somebody shooting lightning. Just like I'm walking down the street. He can dodge lightning. Somebody once asked the Prime Minister of Japan. I think it was literally somebody was asking literally Shinzo Abe. Because he does it to other world leaders too. The president's thing is not just the U.S. president; it's also other world leaders. He has an arc where he's like terrifying Shinzo Abe, where somebody's asking, I think Shinzo Abe, where they're saying like, okay, how do we like kill Yujiro? Surely, if the entire militaries of the world combined focused their power on Yujiro, we could kill him. And he's like, okay. He's like, if Yujiro was for some reason walking alone in the Sahara Desert and wasn't expecting it, maybe dropping the most powerful nuclear bomb that we have in the world on him could kill him, but we don't know because we'd have to drop one on him to test it. And if it didn't work, he would fucking kill all of us. And the reason they're not willing
based on based on
Yeah.
everything that you're saying, it sounds to me like he would just bounce it back.
Yeah. Or activate the demon back and fucking tank it, or grab it and throw it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
anything.
we had a
And the
super
reason
chat
they
from
say
Phil-
walking alone in those. Oh, go on.
We had a super chat from Kid Campbell says it's called the demon brain, much like the demon back, and unlocks his full potential of his brain to help him imagine strong opponents. It also let him imagine his dead grandpa that he never met.
Yes. Yeah. The demon back is, by the way, like when he like fully flexes his back, there's like a demon face that appears on his back. And it's essentially just the Hanma like genetic superiority manifesting. Like it just makes him, it's just him no longer holding back, because the Hanmas just have perfect blood and they're the strongest beings ever. But there's also like Baki was able to manifest a demon back on his brain. Like they did like a CAT scan on his brain and there was a demon face on his fucking brain. That's not really relevant. It's just fucking insane and stupid.
Well, Kakesa says Yujiro does not dodge lightning. He constantly gets hit by lightning and just brushes it off.
There have been times when Yujiro and Musashi have been struck by like electric attacks and stuff, and they just don't Yujiro won't always dodge stuff if he knows he can tank it. So yeah, he's just
Got it.
tanking it.
Craziness.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Well, we've gotten a lot of
ridiculous.
info.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about a place where you can get even more info.
Nice.
And that's
Nice
Reddit.
transition.
Look, if you're not using Reddit, you're missing out. Whenever I get into a new hobby, video game, fantasy series, you name it, manga, I'm sure there's a great subreddit for Baki. Like whenever I get into anything new, the first thing I do is I open up my Reddit app and I go to subscribe to its subreddit. I can't tell you how many things I've learned from Reddit, from like gaming tips and tricks to the latest news about fantasy book releases to great local recommendations for like food or places to go. If you're into it, I'm sure there's a subreddit for it. It's also a great place to share your own thoughts, or in my case, sometimes the occasional video game highlight. One of my personal favorites was when I was in the Sea of Thieves, and I had a guy who's talking a lot of trash, and then started recording. Destroyed him, took all of his loot, edited a video, and put it on the front page, which made it to the front page of our Sea of Thieves. Moral victory. It was great. Um, with more than 47 million members on our gaming, Reddit is the front page for gaming news, updates, rumors, and leaks, all discussed in real time by people who actually play. There are subs for every game, genre, and niche. MMOs, shooters, RPGs, speedruns, modding, lore, everything. It's real players sharing real tips, fixes, and discoveries. And like we talk about a lot of characters here and a lot of series, there's a subreddit for it, most likely. So if you're into it, go subscribe to the subreddit. Lately, my go-to has been Pacopia, because that game has taken over mine and my family's lives. So on our on our Pacopia, it's really cool seeing like all the people, like the custom builds and the things that they've done. Look, last time I told y'all that I was inspired to make my own Taco Bell in Pacopia thanks to Reddit, and I did. But the latest one was I now have a fully automated berry farm thanks to a Reddit post. So yeah, it's great. Reddit's where all the real gamers are. Download the Reddit app and dive into our gaming for the latest gaming updates. While you're there, check out some creative and cool builds and stuff on Pacopia if you're into it, or whatever you're into, you'll find it there. And then maybe I'll post some of my stuff there too. So download the Reddit app today. Thank you, Reddit, for sponsoring us. We appreciate you.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Reddit.
Thank you, Reddit.
Crazy to say Reddit.
Anytime I have a tech problem, I
I know,
just go
right?
to Reddit. I do not trust like any articles. I was like, I need real people.
Right? Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because half the articles are all AI written now. So yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
true. That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's jump back to Heihachi, because like,
Okay.
I'm just getting the sense that Yujiro's winning this by sheer aura alone.
Not
should talk about
even
martial arts.
close.
Unless you have more, unless you want
So
to focus on feats, you can. But we could talk about like martial arts moves or stuff. Well, you go.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay, so we've been getting into like the power of like how strong Yujiro is, but I don't think even like those earthquake punches or nukes is going to compare to Heihachi. So, I saw a super chat that was saying like, oh, like Yujiro like can dodge lightning and he can like brush off lightning strikes, so that's not going to mean anything. So, the Devil Gene has these lasers that they shoot out, and those lasers can travel into outer space. And they often do. They did so in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. And Heihachi was able to like intercept one of these beams. So if we go into scaling 5, Sam.
Scaling.
Scaling 5.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, scaling 5. So the Devil Gene's lasers was able to shoot a laser that took out hundreds of satellites across the planet just casually. So Kazi was like, okay, we need to make another tournament to decide the fate of humanity. We do not need these satellites anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy them all in one fell swoop. This gets calc to like sub-relativistic speeds. And this is crazy because this retroactively makes a feat in Tekken 2 a lot crazier. So Heihachi speed 1, and we'll go through them. So this is the actualized Devil Gene in Tekken. Heihachi, hold on, let me make sure. Oh, did I lose?
Well, yo, you think you're there?
Oh, am I there?
Yeah, you're good. What are you calling for? An image?
Heihachi speed 1. I thought I cut out again.
No, you're good. There we go.
All right, so this is the actualized Devil. the actualized devil of the devil gene. So he shoots a laser at Kazuya, who Heihachi Speed 2 is across the room from where they're standing. And then Heihachi 3, he like runs up and face tanks it in like a fraction of a second. The beam has already fired by this point, and he just like ran up. A beam that can like get shot into outer space and just like, no, Kazuya, I have to save you. Um,
Why doesn't he just shove him out of the way?
that's a great question.
Because this is way
It wouldn't
cooler.
be as funny.
Scaling one. So
Okay.
you talked about Yujiro being able to like face tank nukes, and if he didn't, then like everyone was screwed. But Jack robots can already do that, and these are the same robots that Heihachi fights. So for scaling one, we calc this for Ryu versus Jin, and this is like a 3 megaton blast that Jack's shield was able to withstand, and that's insane. Because later on in Tekken 7, when their punches clash for Heihachi and Kazuya, it causes a volcanic eruption like 100 times greater than this feat. So even though like Yujiro like has all these earthquake punches, and like really the science and everything surrounding Yujiro is so funny that it'd be way funnier if he wins, I don't think that Heihachi just doesn't blow in his general direction and he like dies. Really.
Okay.
I think that that is not the case. And I know the feats of Tekken. I know the high ends of Tekken. I mean, maybe you'll surprise me with something, but I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
have a good idea. I have found shit that is even crazier. But first,
You
I
found
want to
shit
talk
that's
about
crazier than that.
that's crazier, and I
Mhm.
legitimately. But I want to talk about the martial arts because, like, the thing that is most important about these characters is their martial arts abilities. Because anything that Heihachi can do, Yujiro can also do. Yujiro is the most skilled martial artist in the world. He knows every single martial art in the series. The only one that he's ever shown not knowing is the one that Baki comes up with, is like a specific technique that Baki comes up with. In preparation for his fight with Yujiro, and Yujiro learns it immediately and replicates it perfectly. Because Yujiro's best ability is that he just needs to look at you and he understands everything about you. He understands every one of your martial arts techniques. He can look at people and tell just from their stance literally how the fight is going to progress. Like there's a tournament arc where he watches people and he goes, "You're going to be defeated by this move at this time," and then it actually happened. He can play out an entire fight
Okay.
ahead in advance just by looking at
Just
you.
from their stance. Okay.
Just from their stance, and just by witnessing a technique happen, he can perform it. He can block attacks he can't see. That's how well he knows his opponents. So the Mishima Ryu, which is an extremely awesome, cool martial arts stuff, like martial art, with the lightning and the wind attacks and the uppercuts and the Doria. Yujiro can do all of that just by watching Heihachi do it. He can master all of it. And this is proven when he encounters Kakukayo, who is the master of Chinese Kung Fu. And he is able to perfectly master Xiaori, which is this martial art where it can absorb any strike. Because it essentially turns like you turn your muscles into water, and they actually show like Yujiro like melting into water. You turn your
what?
muscles into water,
Yeah.
and he can absorb any attack. So any attack you hit him, he can just instantly react to it and absorb it, and then redirect any attack back at their opponent. So
Okay.
even if Heihachi was stronger, Yujiro can absorb the kinetic energy of those attacks and redirect them. His aura is enough to incite a fear of death at the cellular level with anybody that witnesses him.
What does that
Um,
mean?
no,
What?
Just by walking
I need a
around,
scan for that.
just by literally just by walking around, his aura is enough to terrify you to death at the cellular level. I don't have a scan for this.
Terrify
John
you
had a
to
scan
death.
for it. John
What
had a
does that
scan
even
for this
mean?
when we did Yujiro versus
Wait,
Mordecai.
hang on,
Just-
hang on.
This
What
is
does that mean?
his aura, it is described as his aura, is so powerful. Yujiro is so perfect that people witness him and know that he is a superior being. This is like a very common thing that happens like in every
So-
single like every time Yujiro shows up with people, they will literally urinate on themselves because they are so terrified and in awe of his brilliance. I am not making this up.
I hear. Okay, I hear you're saying really scary. Just
Yeah.
the presence and people
Yes.
piss themselves. Blah 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 blah. But you're saying though that like his aura has the capability of just complete cellular death. Like
Yes, yeah, like it zooms in to your cells and shows them like, and I don't think he literally shows them like shaking with fear, but the narration is literally talking about how like even at a cellular level, you are inspired by fear, the fear of death, when you encounter Yujiro. Sam, if you could bring up Yujiro 5, Yujiro is able to look at you and immediately have a perfect X-ray scan of every single one of your body's imperfections. Like he just sees everything. Like that woman's pregnant, and he can see
What?
the baby. That dude has
What?
cancer. Like
what?
just because he knows the
How
body
does
perfect
he
How
do
is
dude.
this?
any of this happening? Okay.
He knows Taiki Ken, which with just a simple strike, he is able to blind you and stop your breathing. He knows Udonde, which is essentially the ability of that once somebody like enters your like sphere of influence, you can immediately react to somebody like without even thinking about it.
What, old
Unironically,
person?
one of his best attacks is the crotch kick, which is a legitimate vale tudo like martial arts technique, kicking you in the balls, immobilizing you. He knows
I have-
Aiki, which is go on.
Yeah.
I
hang
have to
on.
read. I have to read this right.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
jumps into this man's eyes, and then it's like this was written for Death Battle on the right here.
Yes,
A
yes,
100% of the time, without fail, he can spot all of their vital points.
yes.
Yeah. I mean that, and then all of it jumps into this man's eyes.
Right,
But like, I mean, it's just showing. Oh my God. Okay. I just saw the.
Yeah.
the
Try to think of a
pregnancy.
way to make this
Okay.
not impressive. You're like, oh, this makes sense. You could probably tell.
That one guy on the
No,
left
no.
is just fuck. You hit him anywhere. And he
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah, it's fucked all over. No, I have more. I have a couple more things to talk about.
So like
he
these
knows
are
the
like
whip-
weak points, right? Theoretically,
yeah.
like that guy with
Well, he knows
the
everything.
skeletal hand. I assume that means like he has a weak wrist, or maybe he's got a broken, like he's got a sprain or something like that.
Maybe
He knows,
Um,
he knows
pregnant
every
woman's
single
weak
thing.
point.
Right.
It's not-
That's why
they're
I
not
was
weak
like, holy
points
shit.
necessarily. He knows every single thing about your body at a cellular level, and can then determine what your weak point is. So these aren't specifically weak points. He just knows everything about you. I mean, I guess if they're highlighting them, then it's probably the weak point. But
So the
he's not
question
just
here is
seeing-
like, how strong does this
Yeah.
woman have to be that the only weak point she has is the pregnancy?
Yeah.
Like, if she wasn't pregnant, would he look at her and go, "Oh shit, no weak spots"?
He knows Aiki, which is like, like an opponent like punches you and you grab and can kind of like
Vital
fling them
point,
away.
I think, is more appropriate,
Yeah.
not weak point. Yeah.
There you go.
He knows the whip strike, which is essentially when you turn your arm into a whip and you slap somebody so hard that the pain is felt across their entire skin, and it doesn't matter how thick their skin is because the skin itself is an organ. So it's like immobilizing pain no matter how tough you are. It's specifically like durability bypassing. Side note, there's one character called Kasumi who masters the whip kind of move so hard because he imagines his arm has like hundreds of joints instead of just like a couple, like a few, and is able to turn his arm literally into a whip and punch you with the force of like a small bomb. And it's how he like fights Pickle. He still loses though. He knows a special technique that the high level Baki characters know called 0 or half second unconsciousness, which is essentially that like there is a half second of you like seeing an attack coming or making a decision where you are unconscious and your body doesn't move until after a half second. Yujiro is able to tap into that moment and literally telepathically read the impulse that is coming out of your brain and tell what you're going to do a half second before you do it, and then attack you before you are able to react. So he does have like a semi precognition when he like witnesses people fighting.
Well,
And he also
hang on. You have mentioned multiple precognition ideas.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Like he can
Yes.
just tell what somebody's vital points are, where he
Yeah.
should hit. He just knows. He can
Yes.
look at somebody's stance and predict everything they're going to do in a fight. And now he can also
Yeah.
telepathically read their brainwave to determine what
Yes,
they're
you
going
can
to do.
read you can read
Yeah.
your brainwave before you attack to tell what you're going to do, and then strike you before you do it. Baki does it to him, and it's like the hypest shit ever because he falls over, and his leg reaches out ahead of his head and like stops his nose from touching the ground. But he literally goes, "I haven't been down like that in a while." So it was like a proud moment for a father because he's like, "Oh my god!" But he's like smiling. He's like genuinely happy for once. But yeah, it's crazy.
Elton says if Yujiro was a doctor, he'd be so goated. Yeah, right.
Yes, he'd be a great doctor. He won the Vietnam War. I should mention that.
What?
So his dad was able to hold off the American army in World War II. Yujiro went into the Vietnam War, and he wasn't doing it to like defend the Vietnamese, but the Vietnamese love him because they think he was defending them. Actually, he just wants to fight the strongest people around, so he fought the American military. He did it with 0 guns. He just did it hand to hand and defeated them for the North Vietnamese. So that's Yujiro. This is why we lost.
Okay.
Okay.
So weird rewrite, but okay.
Gilda says Yujiro's
A lot of weird stuff in Baki.
definition of can because the plot/narrator says so.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. All right. So, okay.
All right.
Yujiro's whole thing is he could just do whatever, I guess, whatever needs to happen in order to win the battle.
He's
unless
like
fighting
pre-crisis
Baki,
Superman
theoretically.
for martial arts.
But it does sound like this throwing a little bit of a bone in Heihachi's corner. It does sound like he's going to need this precognition stuff in order to be able to avoid or deflect or survive.
He just
some of
needs
this,
to hit him once. And for like as impressive as all that stuff that you said, it all gets countered by the fact that Heihachi survived a motherfucking Akuma's raging demon, which destroys your soul.
That's true.
So
Well, is Yujiro aiming for the soul? Does this actually matter?
No, he doesn't.
yes,
Doesn't
I
fight the
think
soul.
it
He
does
fights
matter
the body.
because it's indicative of Heihachi's like durability. The main thing that with Heihachi's is that like he fake dies all the time, so he'll get like jumped by a bunch of jack robots, which like sets off a nuke, and then he'll be fine, not worse of wear. He'll headbutt a meteor, get all of his memories back, and be completely fine. He could get thrown into lava, be kind of fine, just lose his amnesia, literally die and be fine. So I don't think that for as like all the hacks that Yujiro has that can like specifically target specific aspects of Heihachi's body, that I don't have a reason to assume that if Yujiro is just weaker, Heihachi can just power through it. It's not going to really be an issue.
I will say we've gotten a couple of super chats for talking about how Yujiro specifically has been hallucinated as lava. So that doesn't bode well for Heihachi.
I think that was
Well,
actually
Heihachi
Musashi
survived
that was-
lava multiple times.
That's true. That's true. But it seems to be the one thing to put him out for a little while.
The
right?
one thing that kind of takes him
Yeah.
out a little bit. Yeah. At the
we talk
very
about,
least,
like-
it takes out his memories.
Should we talk about the highest level feats that they have?
I am
Um,
curious to learn about this highest level feat, but go ahead, Ben.
Do you? Oh, Ben, did you have
All right,
something?
yeah, I think we should. We do have a couple other things we need to get to, and I think that's a good thing to do.
Oh yeah, that's right. And thank you, Night Ghost, for your super chat or for gifting out a membership earlier. Appreciate it. Third Degree, I know you had a big super chat. I'll get to that before the end.
Well, let's do that right now, actually.
Okay, well, it's just like it's completely off topic, but the Third Degree was a $50 super chat says, need to know something. In Ichigo versus Yusuke, it was said that the power advantage could have superseded all the others. We have yet to see a post-battle debate where someone who won despite having the edge in only one category. Will that ever change?
I mean, we kind of did that with
Joker Giorno?
Yeah, Joker Giorno.
Yeah.
So something to keep in mind, categories are not whoever has the most victories in each category wins, because that's not, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because we make up whatever categories are there. They're more so I'm having a bit of a shift in script writing. I'm kind of telling people to name them chapters instead, because that's what they actually are, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's more appropriate to call them chapters, because they're just ways to organize the recaps, the conclusion segments. I will say, since we've been doing the chapters in the conclusions, way more people have actually been watching them. It like
Yes.
legitimately has
Yeah.
worked. One of the biggest, like, I don't know if like problems is the right word to say it. One of the biggest hurdles that we've had with Death Battle is that a lot of viewership drops right after the fight. So like people don't listen to our explanation for like why, you know, who wins the fight. Like that's just how the viewership tended to go. And for the longest time, we were just like, I guess that's just how it is going to be. It makes sense, right? But since switching to the chapter format, people stick around and they actually listen to what we have to say. It's like, okay,
Whenever
this
I
clearly
see a
works.
reaction video from people that don't like get Death Battle, it's the fight and the recap, not just the fight anymore, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome. So it clearly works. And yeah, it's just like figuring out, you know,
And-
how we want to approach each matchup is where the chapters come into play.
Yes, but also I think what they're all saying is like I think it's entirely possible that with the very right matchup and circumstances, we're like, oh, the other person gets speed, the other person gets skill, blah, blah, blah. If it came down to, but this person is just so unbelievably, overwhelmingly powerful, it supersedes all the other categories and they win.
Depends on the matchup.
It could
maybe.
happen.
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's intentionally flexible for a reason, right? I don't know if it would make a lot of sense if we did it that way. And I think that's the biggest thing about the chapters is to try to make the explanation make sense. So I think it would be very difficult for something like that to actually be like reasonable to include because it's against the whole point of the chapters, but like maybe, and you know, it depends on the matchup.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the biggest feats. Like what's the thing that you guys think is gonna like really put these characters over the edge?
I'll start.
Sure,
yeah, go
start
ahead.
with you, Joe.
Yeah.
go ahead.
So, DJ, you're familiar with the character Feng Wei from Tekken, right? Feng
Yeah.
Wei, yeah, is based on a Baki character called Retsu Kaio, who is the master of Chinese Kung Fu after Kaku Kaio. Retsu dies, spoilers, to Miyamoto Musashi in Baki, but that is not the end of his story. There is a spin-off manga where Retsu is isekai'd into a fantasy world. And I thought this was non-canon. I was told that it was non-canon, but in a recent chapter, one of the characters in it is able to commune with Retsu's original universe and bring Kasumi, the character with the whip punch, into the world, like I think just his spirit. So it is actually canon. And he's like, "Hey, Retsu, I didn't know you were still alive."
Okay.
In the Retsu Isekai manga, Retsu fights the Greek gods.
What?
He fights Hades, or I don't know if he fights Hades. He does fight Poseidon. But Hades, for instance, is able to create earthquakes and change the atmosphere. Poseidon is able to strike an island so hard. This is Yujiro 8, Sam. That he is not this one. That he is able to vaporize an entire island with a single strike. I calculated this to be roughly in the teratons, based on the size of the island. It's almost about 2 kilometers long. Retsu is significantly weaker than Yujiro, to a point where he wouldn't really be able to harm Yujiro. Characters at his level are at best able to give Yujiro like a bloody nose. So Yujiro would upscale from this feat pretty significantly. He'd still be stronger than Poseidon. But there was one other one that I hadn't actually seen until today. Sam, I sent this to you just as in the middle of the discussion. I didn't number it, but it is, I did send it to you. It's below the other ones. So there is a character called Hanayama who is a Yakuza guy. And he is able to throw a punch that is so strong that the narrator describes it as shifting gravity and says that it is similar to a black hole. It was as if a giant star,
Okay.
30 times the size of the sun, could not bear the force of its
Okay.
own gravity and slowly collapsed, crushing itself to nothingness. And you can actually see space like warping in the first panels. So it isn't just the narrator glazing, it is actually gravity shifting. I mean, this is
Yeah,
a
gravity should,
fucking
but it
completely
doesn't have an event
insane feat.
horizon. Can you use it as AP?
Literally describing
Hatman
it
called
as
this out earlier in a super chat.
having the massive 30 times the size of the sun. This one's pretty extreme, obviously. I think that the Poseidon one, vaporizing an island this like 2 kilometers wide, being in the teratons, would be enough to scale him at a level either at or above Heihachi. But this one, I think pretty much seals the fucking deal. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So wait, how does this? Is this like all canon? This stuff with Retsu, like, or is this like a side thing?
It was a side thing for a while. I don't think there was any reason to not consider it because it is Retsu from the original series. Like he remembers all of his fights. He's like, "Where am I? Oh, I was just fighting Musashi. What's going on?" But they do bring in Kasumi from the original series, and he's like, "Retsu, you're alive! Holy shit! Oh my god, it's so good to see you. I thought you fucking got murdered. I'm your best friend." Specifically, it's like a
Okay.
spirit medium communing with the spirit of Kasumi, bringing him in to help fight, which is what happens in the main Baki series. It's how they bring Musashi's soul back to life in that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is like magic and spirit world shit in the actual, for sure, Baki series as well.
Okay. One breaker mentions I'm voting against Yujiro on principle now.
Okay, so I did not want to bring this up as like a scaling chain for Heihachi because I think it's a little too generous for him. But since we're going there, since we're gonna bring
Yeah.
up black holes, okay, so across the Tekken series, specifically starting with Tekken 4, there is a prophecy where it says if father and son clash, then the world as everyone knows it would be destroyed. And across the time, like whenever we use Tekken characters, we always talk about this prophecy. It's like, okay, we don't know what they specifically mean. World destroying can mean literally anything. So in Tekken 8, we actually get to see this prophecy turned turned to life when Kazuya and Jin clash, and they're just trying to destroy the world. They causes changes to weather outright. Obviously, you would say, okay, this doesn't scale to Heihachi, but they actually have an ending for a Devil Jin that wasn't fully realized that Heihachi has fought. And if you can bring up scaling 3, here's what Devil Jin non-realized did to the planet. Completely destroyed that shit. Completely
Oh
nuked it
no.
and razed it to the ground. And this is weaker than Angel Jin. This is weaker than a truly realized Devil Jin when they fully merge. This is the same Devil Jin that Heihachi had been fighting this entire time. The same Devil Jin that Heihachi was fighting against Kazuya all that time. So if we want to bring up like black holes, like a small black hole, then we can bring up the planet busting for Heihachi just fine because Azazel also stated to be a planet buster with the same prophecy. Jin one-shots him, and Heihachi fights him in Tekken or fights Kazuya in Tekken 7. I don't think they meet in Tekken 7 themselves. So I think it'd be completely fine if we're bringing up black holes for Yujiro. We can bring up planet busting for Heihachi. Just
Okay.
fine.
I also love I didn't plan on bringing this up. Sam Image 3. Like,
I was
But
totally
I came prepared regardless.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured he'd bring that up, which is
Okay.
why I wanted to have the black hole thing because it
Mhm.
says it's like 30 times the mass of the sun.
You shot
so
first.
even
I was trying to
even
keep
the
this
even the
to
planet
city
stuff.
levels, to islands,
All right.
and you just had to bring up the black hole.
All right.
Nice.
We'll get to the final argument here in just a second, as well as the vote. But I do think we need to get to this sneak peek. Before we do, though, I do want to say, quick announcement. Keep an eye out on the store on deathbattle.gg because
yeah.
Death Battle pitches are coming back. Shad, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something we want to try and continue to do because clearly y'all really want to do it, and we have an absolute blast doing the pitch calls with y'all. So yeah, drop it alongside the episode this Sunday. Pitch calls will be refreshed on the store, but also as there's really high demand for these, they're gonna go quick.
They
And
sold out in like less than an hour last
less than
time.
an hour
So,
last
like,
time.
we want to try to make sure people have chances to get them.
Yeah. So as a reward for our website members, we're going to kind of tier them. So first they're going to be available to our highest tier chronicler, then they'll be available to archivist, then they'll be available to scribe, and then they'll be available publicly. But what's also really great about this is if you notice on the chronicler and the archivist tiers, they give you a discount of a percentage off of whatever you buy. And so in certain cases, if you do the math, it will pay for itself and you will get first dibs. So keep that in mind. Those are coming to deathbattle.gg on Sunday. And consider becoming a website member.
Yeah, we
So, yeah.
appreciate everybody who's already a member.
Yep.
And these pitches have been phenomenal. It's been
It's so much fun.
There's been so many pitch calls that we've had with characters or matchups that we're like somewhat aware of, but now we know so much more about or really like get it. Just get the idea. And there are several episodes this year that we are working on that are based on pitch calls from last year. And so I am sure that 2027 is going to have the same thing going on, right? So thank you to everybody who's already bought a pitch or is a member on either the YouTube channel or the website. I excited to see what you guys pitch with these as well.
And full transparency, because we like to do that with all of you, I cannot stress enough how much these pitch calls are helping support Death Battle continuing and going forward.
Everything goes directly into the production for the show. And Death Battle is not, it's not a cheap show to make, so we really appreciate it. Okay, let's get to the sneak peek of the episode that airs this weekend, this Sunday. We're going to be airing Yuji versus Denji. Let's show that off.
I lay myself down again.
I've never felt such weird cursed energy like his before.
Say your prayers. I'm the hero to all. Kicker of asses. Half man, half devil. Chainsaw Man. You messed up, baby!
Zach's crushing it.
Dude, Cody mentions, yo, that was
Everyone.
loud. Yeah, I know. That's what I said when
Yeah,
we
it was
reviewed
loud.
this earlier. And everybody was like, oh, you just turn it down. No, man, it's just fucking loud. Yeah. So that's coming out this weekend. Zach is the lead animator for this one and has been killing it. With the new
Zach's
art
work
style.
is so cool to me.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
way he works, it's so funny because like I'll see him work. I'm like, that seems really backwards. Why would you do it that way? And then I see the final product. It's like, oh, okay, that's why. Because it looks sick.
Yeah.
Vamalator gifted
I'm-
20 memberships and Super Meunier with 5, keeping up their tradition of gifting people memberships when we drop a preview. Thank
you,
y'all. We
Vamalator.
really
God,
appreciate
thank
that.
you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up the poll because we are over time. Let's get some final arguments in. Keep it short, real quick, starting with Yujiro.
Then DJ said, I almost called you Denji. DJ said it himself. Heihachi is going to need to rely on stats in this. Yujiro outskills him by a gajillion times, and I think that there's more than enough arguments to put Yujiro at Heihachi's level of strength. Varying degrees of flexibility with the strength feats. I think the best that Yujiro has matches the best that Tekken as a series has.
Okay, and DJ for Heihachi.
And mine is the opposite argument. I think if stats were relevant, Yujiro kicks Heihachi's ass. However, Heihachi is so much stronger and so much faster and so much more durable with a lot of direct durability feats that I don't think that'll matter. I think he just punches Yujiro in the head once and he leaves Tekken. He stops becoming a guest character. He realized he was not built for this.
Okay.
Michael, thanks for the 5 memberships. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. Chad, what you thinking?
This is so ridiculous.
It's close.
Yeah, I'm.
The votes are close right now. Oh my gosh, it's getting me closer. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Here's the thing. Heihachi's super, super powerful, but then I feel like there's just such a meminess to Yujiro that makes me want to lean that way, but then I'm like, is it? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning
Is it
towards
just
it.
the memes?
It
Like, is
might
that
it
enough?
might be because it's all so ridiculous, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was they like to make those statements that are like, with 100% accuracy, no matter what, he can do this. And you're just like, well, okay.
This feels like I feel like I'm being well, okay, not literally. There's a part of me that feels like I'm being told not to have fun with this matchup, right? Because it's like if Yujiro wins, it's so fun and so ridiculous and goofy. And Heihachi's much more serious. But you know what? Not really. Like the guy got thrown into volcanoes and survived. He headbutted a meteor and shattered it and regained all his memories. He's also just as fucking insane and ridiculous and so like silly as Yujiro. So no, not really. I think just the way Yujiro's talked about makes him sound so ridiculous because in his world, there's just nobody else like him. Whereas Heihachi does have people like him. Right. So it does set up a difference in like just how they're talked about. But it also, I think, maybe helps Heihachi. I'm actually weirdly leaning towards Heihachi here. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I don't know. The poll is really close. So go ahead and get a couple more votes in. You got a little bit more time.
I'm so torn now because I love this, just the thought of Yujiro versus Sporticus, right? Because it's just so funny to me. But I think I really like this matchup a lot. This is raised questions.
This one is
that we
definitely
want
much more
answers to.
conventional. Like for sure. Right.
Is it?
You know.
I mean, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, I suppose in an absurdist way, sure. I feel like Yujiro versus Sporticus is the exact kind of matchup like Death Battle was made for, to be frank. Like that's what Death Battle's for. Like that kind of like zany bullshit. But this also fits in that niche, right? Of like the analyzing the ridiculous shit. It's just Death Battle is really good when it's analyzing stuff that wasn't meant to be analyzed. And this stuff seems like it's both not meant to be analyzed because who the fuck knows what's going on, but also isn't it funny that we're trying anyway? Like it kind of fits in that niche anyway. So I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop on the poll in just a few seconds.
While you're hitting end. Well, I've got some super chats that were just like, how dare you put Yujiro against anyone but Sporticus? And then on the opposite, I'll be like, that's right. This is the matchup. Down with Yujiro versus Sporticus. So like it's gonna
Sounds
be
like we have to
divisive.
do both.
yeah, we do both. Gilda, thanks for gifting out 5. We appreciate you. And then Gilda, you can schedule your pitch call still. Just reach out and get it on the books quick though. Get it done.
Hatman says down with Sporticus for the Heihachi Empire. Mud Pie. Oh yeah, you're right. At least there's no reality warping. Well, we did
just talk about them gravity. The gravity. Yeah,
that was kind of like messing with gravity, which I guess it depends on your definition of reality warping.
We got into reality warping with Bubsy last week, so like you never know.
Like, it's definitely not quite that level. All right, wrapping up the poll in 3, 2, 1, and with it's loading. I believe it is 53% of the vote. Yujiro barely takes it. That was close. It was getting like it was 50-50 for a while.
Liam finally beat me in a cast.
And then hey, we're gonna throw
I'm so proud.
Yeah, we're gonna toss you all over to Champions Cast here in a second, and there's a bunch of new champions now, so you get to watch that. And we'll do my favorite thing, which is to ask Liam if he actually thinks this is correct or if he was lying through his teeth.
We'll
so join us over.
Now, I will say that for my big brain prediction is that the way Liam was talking about Yujiro is absolutely what's going to happen with the DLC.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll talk about it.
All right. So we'll show the sneak peek one more time, and then just stick around. Automatically be moved over to Champion Cast. Thank you all so much for joining us,
and thank you for the super chats. We read them all. We appreciate you.
Yep.
I lay myself down again.
I've never felt such weird cursed energy like his before.
Say your prayers. I'm the hero to all. Kicker of asses. Half man, half devil. Chainsaw Man. off, baby!